Hey, welcome back. It's time for another quick tech. I want to show you this very simple but very handy little tool I made a while back. It's a 1.5mm Allen key. In this video, I actually want to make another one, and I want to show you, well, how to make it, but also why I made it. So if you do a bit of guitar tech work, or you build pedals, or, well, really anything where you're using knobs that have these set screws in them, what you find yourself doing is lining it up just perfectly, and then you go to do up the set screw, and of course this knob's in the way. There's always a knob in the way, and you can kind of get that in there, fumble around. I've got that in. I'll give it 1/6 of a turn, and then it's rinse and repeat. I've got to try and find that in another 1/6 of a turn. It's extremely fiddly, and it's just tedious. So that's where this guy comes into his own. I can just plug that in there and nip it up. 1.5mm is the hex insert, or the Allen key size you need for M3 grub screws. These have a 0.5mm thread pitch, and they use these in, well, pretty much any bridge saddle or knob that's not made in America. Well, you'll almost inevitably find M3 grub screws. So 1.5 is a really handy size to have. Trouble is though, this bass guitar, well, it's not really a trouble, it's a beautiful bass guitar. It's made by Sadowsky, and it uses these Kylo type knobs, which have an imperial set screw because they're American, and I think it's a 32 TPI or something like that, but the Allen key you need for it is 1/16 of an inch, which is actually 1.6mm. So if I persist with my 1.5, I'll not be able to tighten it up. It'll just slip, and I'll probably end up marring up those little tiny flats in that set screw and ruining it. The Australian importer of these instruments has actually asked me to look over a bunch of them, a new shipment of them, over the next few months. So I'm going to make another one of these, but with a 1/16. So the first thing I have to do is just double check this really is 1/16. And there we go. So I want to remove this part of the Allen key. I could probably get through this with a hacksaw, but this is hardened steel, of course, and it will just ruin the hacksaw blade. Luckily though, I was given this weird little diamond file, and there's a much simpler way to do this. I'm going to just try and see if I can put a score mark in here. So now, hopefully, because hardened steel is quite brittle, hopefully I can just, and there we go. So the trick to getting the Allen key in line with the doweling is just to roll it on your bench a little bit, and you'll see straight away if there's a little wobble in there, and you can adjust it. Once I was happy with mine, I just set it upright in a little corner of the workshop out of the way until the epoxy had set up. Then I just touched it up with some sandpaper, marked it with some black paint, and later on tonight before I go, I'll give it a coat of linseed oil or something like that. I know this is a very simple tool, but I really do use this 1.5mm long reach Allen key all the time, and I think as I get more of these Sadowskys through the workshop, I'll be using the 1/16 quite a bit as well, especially considering these Kylo knobs actually have 2 set screws in them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe and share my stuff. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.